Hello student, let us continue chapter number 5. So today we are going to discuss our next topic, that is Quit India movement. Now the background of the Quit India movement. When the world was fighting the Second World War, the Congress Working Committee decided to end the individual satyagraha in January 1942. The British government needed help from India to fight the war. So it sent Cripps mission to India for constitutional reforms that India wanted and to decide Indian independence. However, the British again cheated Indians through Cripps mission. Therefore, people of India totally lost their faith in the British. They strongly believed that the British do not wish to quit India. Hence, to give a final fight to the British, Gandhiji, under the Working Committee of Congress held at Mumbai, announced to start Quit India movement on 9th August 1942. Student, you can underline this sentence. It can come in exam for 1 mark. On the very second day of this resolution, the British arrested Gandhiji, Vallabhbhai Patel, Jawaharlal Nehru, Maulana Azad, and other eminent Congress leaders. The British also banned newspapers. They arrested various regional and district level Congress leaders. Arrest of Gandhiji and other leaders resulted in nationwide strike. Gandhiji said, "This is the last fight in my life, and therefore people of India should make all attempt to achieve independence." He gave the slogan, "Do or die." Now, strikes during Quit India movement. Quit India movement was the final and the largest movement of all for driving away the British. Hence, people from all walks of life, including rural and urban regions, workers, farmers, youth, students, teachers, businessmen, and women participated in this movement. Workers went on strike in factories. Workers of iron factories in Jamshedpur and cotton mills at Madras also went on strike. 1 lakh mill workers of 75 cotton mill industries of Ahmedabad went on peaceful strike for 105 days. Colleges and schools also went on strike. The markets of Ahmedabad remained closed for nearly 3.5 months. Now, harmful activities during Quit India movement. Although the Quit India movement was aimed at a peaceful movement, the British tried to suppress it violently and cruelly. This agitated people's anger and they reacted violently. People ransacked and also destroyed post offices, telegram departments, police station, railway station, government buildings, school and college buildings, railway tracks, bridges and roads. People also looted government assets and set on fire government properties. The railway department incurred heaviest losses of all. People also threw bombs in many areas. Now, failure of the government in crushing the struggle. Government tried to suppress the movement with hard hand. Government imprisoned more than 70,000 people and fired 538 gun shoots. 1,028 people lost their lives and 3,200 people were injured. Students were injured in gunshot, majorly in Ahmedabad and Patna. A unique political consciousness was created among people. Through this movement, people gave a clear warning to the British government and a message the world that India cannot be kept under slavery. The people of India now wanted complete independence. The amendment for dominion status was almost invisible by this struggle. Owing to all these reasons, the British government could not crush the Quit India movement. Hence, finally, after a strong struggle of 5 years, India got independence. Now, next topic, Azad Hind Fauj and Subhash Chandra Bose. Now, the brief introduction about the Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose was born on 23rd January 1897 in Cuttack in Orissa in a Bengali family. His father, Rai Bahadur Janakinath Bose, was a government lawyer in British judiciary. His mother, Parvati Devi, was a social worker. People believed that going forward, Subhash Chandra would become a sincere servant of British. But against this, he became a very staunch freedom fighter who fought bravely against the British Empire. After passing examination with good marks from Calcutta's Presidency College, he went to England for further studies. He passed one of the most difficult exams of ICS, that is Indian Civil Service, at fourth number and returned to Calcutta. Now, the role of Subhash Chandra Bose played as a revolutionary. The insulting attitude of the British professors towards Indians at the Presidency College planted the seeds of revolution in the mind of Subhash Chandra Bose. He was quite eager and passionate to join struggle for Indian independence. So he became an active member of the National Assembly. He joined the Swaraj Party in 1923. Soon he became a very popular leader among youth. He was imprisoned several times because he always remained at the front in the civil disobedience. He was elected as President of Congress conventions at Haripura, that is Surat, at the age of 41. There he displayed his ability quite well. Later, when his differences of opinions increased with Gandhiji, he left Congress. He then established his own party called the Forward Bloc. He travelled almost entire India with an aim of evoking people against the tyranny of British. The British arrested him under Indian Defence Code. The British called him a national prisoner and treated him very badly in the jail. His health deteriorated continuously because he went on fast unto the death. After his health deteriorated a lot, the British shifted him to his house and kept him as a prisoner there. There he dressed up as Pathan and travelled from Calcutta to Peshawar, Kabul, Iran and Russia, and reached Berlin, that is Germany, on 28th March 1942. Indians living in Germany gave him a warm welcome. There, through Berlin radio, he urged Indians to fight against the British Empire. On 29th May 1941, he met Hitler in Germany and discussed in detail about the independence of India. From there, he went to Rome and Paris to establish his own military unit for liberating India. He recruited 3,000 Indians in this unit. Rasbihari Ghosh, an Indian revolutionary, had escaped from India and was living in Japan since many years. He had established the Indian Independence League with the support of Indians living in Southeast Asia. The Indian Independence League formed the Indian National Army, that is INA, or the Azad Hind Fauj, with the aim of liberating India from the British rule. About 100 Indians delegates from countries Malaya, Japan, Sumatra, Java, Hong Kong, Borneo, Andaman, Burma, Myanmar were in this organization. Mohan Singh, a war prisoner arrested by Japan, was also a part of INA. After Rasbihari retired as the head of INA, he invited Subhash Chandra Bose to be the head of INA. Now student, in my next video, I will explain you the further topic. Thank you.